have a question no one's been able to answer yet. I have a question. My dear, we are all standing here, frozen solids, in a grocery full of choices. My dear, we are all standing here, meandering aimlessly through the aisles of love. Why are we all looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket? Why are we all looking to have fun in all of the wrong places? Why are we all looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket? Why are we all looking to have fun in a star of all places? Yeah. Look at the category of the personality, Instagram, Facebook, Tinder and the Bumble, and everyone can see who they want to see, and everyone can see the person they want to see through the pages of the personal catalog. Meticulous records record your every move. Any joke commented, you better smooth. Flicking through the pages of the personal catalog, documenting them, documenting their life, documenting good times, good hair days. Is there any other way to portray yourself to an unforgiving public? No bad days, just good times and even better angles. You best believe that you'll see no cankles, yeah. Why are we all looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket? Why are we all looking to have fun in all of the wrong places? Why are we all looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket? Why are we all looking to have fun in a star of all places? Yeah, it's time for the bass solo. This love is frozen, it's so old, it's nearly defrosted, it's old, it's 3 weeks old. Flicking through the pages of the personal catalog, finding the Bobby or can find that perfect 10, the one to take home tonight. From one night stands to big boss bands to hookups to reeling in the fattest fish we can, to picking out the ripest of the bunch and replacing it with a slightly fresher one. Why are we all looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket? Why are we all looking to have fun in a star of all places? Yeah. Why are we all looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket? Why are we all looking to have fun in a star of all places? Yeah. Put away your salami, boy.
Welcome to Live in Sydney. LaHi, how are you?
I'm Peachy Keen.
Peachy Keen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your performance. What's the name of that song that you just did?
Looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That is a brilliant song. I tried my best to keep in my laughter, but as I'm like listening to it,
It's funny. You're allowed to laugh.
I don't want to mess you up. Okay. You're a brilliant performer. You've got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of style, and we're gonna get to know you a little bit better. So,
Awesome.
Tell me about yourself.
Okay. So I am a 20-year-old uni student. Yeah. So basically what I do at the moment is I teach singing and PE and I do live gigs and write my own music. So I guess that's kind of my life, is just music and performing. If I could do this for a living, I would. But there's hardly any money and the arts aren't very supported at the moment. So it's great that you guys have something like this where I can come in and just kind of do my thing.
Be yourself and express yourself.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I only just moved back to Sydney because I moved back home to the Hunter Valley with my parents. Well, COVID happened, lost all my jobs.
Yeah,
But-
most people would have with COVID, right?
Yeah, but now we're back in Sydney doing what we like. So
That's
it's been
awesome.
great time.
So
Yeah.
what was your first big entry into music? Well, how did you get into it?
So my great grandmother was a concert pianist and an opera coach.
Okay.
So it's really just been in my family. So my dad, he plays guitar and my mum played the piano. And so from 6,
Yeah.
they had me on the piano learning. And I used to get money from my great grandma whenever I did an exam.
Okay.
So that kind of like fueled me wanting to keep doing piano, which I did then quit. And then I started playing guitar and singing when I was 12. And I don't know, I got fueled by wanting to get better, I suppose, from then on, especially since finishing high school, just seeing something in myself that I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's fair
And
enough.
so that like allowed me to continue with it. Yeah.
So how did your style develop? Because I imagine you would have had a very it's a very unique style we have now, right? It's definitely you. So where did that come from? Like, how did it develop?
Yeah. So I started writing songs when I was like 14, 15. They were definitely just of the pop persuasion, what everyone else is listening to around me and just taking in. Because especially when you're learning as a songwriter, the chords you use are the ones that are easy and the songs that you've been learning. I was pretty new on the guitar as well, so I was just using things that were easy and accessible to me, melodies that were replicable from other artists kind of thing.
Yeah.
Taking other things. And then when I got a bit older, I started hearing music that I'd listened to before in a different way and kind of being able to hear those elements that make the song so cohesive and so nice to the ear and being able to take them and appropriate them myself into my own songs. So especially with the jazz influence, I would listen to the chord changes and take them and write a song using the exact same chord changes that were in the song. So I have a song that, Dream a Little Dream of Me. It uses the chords from that song. So it's quite similar in stylistic form to that song.
Yeah.
But from there, that allowed me to be able to use different chordal ideas, such as like major sevenths and stuff that you don't normally see in popular music, and make my own kind of fusion, I guess, genre out of that.
Yeah.
And so now I would like categorize myself as indie jazz, which sounds so pretentious, but
That's pretty unique, right? No,
Yeah.
I don't imagine there's a lot of people in that sort of genre.
yeah. And like when I try to listen to artists that I think fit my style, they're either too jazzy, like too funk, like there's too many different elements that I don't use, or they're too far into like alternative music.
Right.
Which again isn't quite the same thing. So
You're
I'm not
so
really
much smack bang in the middle.
Yeah. So I've kind of I feel like I made my own kind of niche listening genre. But I've got different songs that fit in different boxes and I've tried to reach into other ones. I tried folk for a while. Wasn't quite my thing.
Oh, really?
I got bored of it too quickly.
You got bored of folk music? Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I still enjoy it from time to time, but it's
Yeah.
too easy listening when I like to be big and bold.
Yeah.
Put on a
your
show.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I find that for me at least, and I think most people would much rather enjoy the show rather than just the easy listening, right?
Yeah.
You pay to go to a concert. Like, I guess it's good if that sort of stuff's in the background.
Yeah.
But if that's what you're there for, then yeah, the way you do it
Exactly.
is
Like,
the way I'd want to watch it. Anyway.
I've done some Sunday sessions and stuff like that where you are background noise.
Yeah.
Like you're just a nice underlayer for everyone to talk on top of.
Mm-hmm.
And those sort of gigs, I still do them from time to time. But I still do it in my way and I end up still pushing for that applause at the end because I love the concert vibe. I love people being engaged in what I'm playing rather than just being passive in the process.
That definitely provides a better show.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. If getting people engaged into your work, I mean, as much as it's
Definitely.
probably more fulfilling for you as well, I would say people would get more out of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I hope so at least.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so we talked about a bit about your style. So give me a little bit of what influences you, like who are your influences? Are they like your style or is it just like you've got very different people that you like to listen to personally?
Yeah. So recently I've really been inspired, I suppose, by Amy Winehouse's music. And she's probably the closest artist I've found to my own style. And I think that's why that's kind of resonated with me lately.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other people I've listened to and there's subtle elements of them, like Tash Sultana. I love some of her guitar work. So I've tried to incorporate that kind of style before, and I've written a song that sounds like it could be a Tash Sultana song,
Right.
but much less chaotic in terms of layers.
Yeah.
Because as you know, she does so many different things at once. But yeah, even just people like Jack Johnson, Cat Empire, these artists that I've just listened to growing up have just been infused in my brain. And yeah, over the time, the amalgamation of all these different people has just kind of resulted in what I am.
This fusion just to come together, yeah.
And because I listen very widely to music as well. So like, as you heard before, I played Chop Suey. We were just setting up.
That was the first song we got to hear. Yes.
Yeah, so like a bit of metal. I love a bit of metal.
Yeah.
And then like classic rock. We got the folk and we got the jazz. And
bit of
together it's everything.
That's cool. It definitely develops into this very like again, your personality from what I've seen outside of it compared to how you perform is very similar.
Yeah.
So it's developed into this really cool show that you put on.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Keep doing what you're doing. It's good.
Thank you.
Okay. So what are some of your musical achievements? What's something you're proud of that you've done?
Okay. I'm proud of being able to write music.
Yeah.
If that sounds so like not even achievement, but just being able to have this skill to like get what's in my mind out into a song and be proud of the result. So yeah, I'm putting out an EP.
Yeah.
And so being able to write songs that I'm proud of, and I'm proud of the message that they're putting out as well, because I know it's quite hard for songwriters especially to write lyrics. I found this so hard at the beginning.
Yeah.
Writing lyrics that aren't cringy or predictable or rhyming.
Yeah.
Because I find there's nothing worse when I'm listening to a song and really focusing on the lyrics and just finding they're really surface level.
Right.
Or finding it's forced. I like being able to get it out in its purest form.
Yeah. And having depth behind it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I like to tackle different topics rather than just like love and heartbreak. Not that there's anything wrong with those things.
You've got to do it right though.
But yeah, like the last song that I just played, like that's about surface level relationships.
Yeah.
And people judging others on appearance and wanting to find someone who fits their boxes and ticks all of the little things that they want in a partner.
Yeah.
Where really that's not.
Yeah, and the way you do it, again, we'll talk about this a bit in our next segment as well.
Yeah.
The way you do it isn't conventional. It's not like this isn't what everyone does before sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's not like a strict
Yeah.
This is the theme and I'm going to drill it into you. Like I like it to be fun and easy to listen to. But like if you took the time to listen back to it, like you could hear there's something a bit more happening. Yeah.
So speaking of hearing more, we're going to hear another one of your songs.
Awesome.
So what is this next song that you're going to be playing for us?
So the next song that I'm going to be playing is called Sea Breezing.
The water's fine, but a windy cold lurks outside, and I can't breathe underwater. The peace is nice, but I'm always drawn to the bubble of air on the other side. Don't wanna dive right in, it's not sink or swim. No need for adrenaline to make up my mind for me. I'm not gonna rush it, but I might need an exit plan if the walls collapse around my head. To know when the winds will change and the waves will get too big for me to keep afloat off. I need something to cling on, and you just might be my boy. I'm sick of the grass underneath my feet. You know a fickle mind encourages boredom, and I'm searching for the roots deep down the deep that I'm implored to find. 'Cause surface level roots, they are weak. Don't wanna dive right in, it It's not sink or swim, no need for adrenaline to make up my mind for me. I'm not gonna rush it, but I might need an exit plan if the walls collapse around my head. To know when the winds will change and the waves will get too big for me to keep afloat off. I need something to cling on. You just might be my boy, my boy. Da 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 da. My boy, da 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 da. Don't wanna dive right in, it's not sink or swim, no need for adrenaline to make up my mind for me. I'm not gonna rush it, but I might need an exit plan if the walls collapse round my head. So knowing the winds will change and the waves will get too big for me to keep afloat off. I need something to cling on. And you know that I'm not gonna dive right in, it's not sink or swim, don't need someone to make up my mind for me. Not gonna rush it, cause I don't want the waves to rush around my head. To know when the winds will change, the waves will get too big for me to keep afloat off. I need something to cling on, and you just might be my boy. My boy.
Thank you very much for that performance.
Thank you.
Your personality is awesome, and I don't say that it's as genuine as I could possibly say it. I don't think there has been a person that's come on here and then unintentionally made me laugh just from how you perform. Oh. You have such a good style.
Thank you.
It's so good. It's super unique. Yes, keep doing what you're doing because goddamn, it's good.
Oh, I will.
I hope so. Anyway, so we're going to learn a little bit more about how your music is created. So that's what I want to know about. Now that song, again, another one of your originals. So tell me, what's it about?
Okay, so this is Sea Breezing. This is probably one of my breezier songs.
Pun intended.
Yeah. So basically, I'm just trying to think of the words because I remember when I was writing it, I had like a specific kind of idea for it, and now I've just kind of like sung it so much that like it doesn't have the clearest of intentions like all of the like some of my other ones. Yeah. But basically like it's like I'm sick of the grass under my feet, like fickle minds encourage boredom. Like it's basically me kind of self-reflecting and being like, oh, you're not quite with it right now. Like you need to kind of forge some deeper connections and like dig a bit deeper. Yeah. So like I find myself often just like on my phone and I need to like pull myself back and be like, no, there's so much more to learn than what you're just passively absorbing. Like please go out there and find something a bit more.
Disconnect from the social media to connect with other things.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So it's kind of a bit like that. And then it's also like I need something to cling on to help me get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a deep concept. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So, and the creative process for you developing your other music, is it the same sort of like style? Would you take your own experiences? What happens?
Sometimes. A lot of the time when I'm writing a song, I think of a title.
They start with a title, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think that would be an awesome name for a song. Sea Breezing is one of my few examples that didn't. I had such a hard time coming up with the song title. Yeah. And I think that's maybe why I do it the other way around, is because I can't think of them otherwise. Okay. I did a poll on my Instagram and I was like, what are we calling it, folks?
So, cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
like looking for love in the meat section of the supermarket, title written first.
Yeah.
Catch 22, which is a song on my upcoming EP, title written first. I don't know, it just kind of like solidifies a concept and helps me like really narrow down what I'm trying to say. Sometimes that can be like, what is it? The underhanded slap in the face, like, because it kind of restricts you from going a bit outside of that. Yeah. But I don't know, I think it does help give direction and help me stay on track because I definitely wander, and I've had songs where every verse is different and it all doesn't kind of come together as like a whole cohesive object. I have notes on my phone, so I often will just be like, record this for me, and I'll just spit out some words, like whatever's in my brain. And I'll just write it down or I'll record it, little melodies and stuff. And then I'll paste them all into like a document, similar kind of vibes, I suppose, of different things.
Yeah.
And from there I can piece it together. Other times I can get in a mood and I'll just write a whole song out in one go, which is my most common way of doing it. The songs where I have different pieces often don't quite get together, and they'll be integrated into a song where I write it all in one go, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of different like methods and processes
Yeah.
that sort of all come together to create music somewhere, right?
Yeah. And since it's like, it's so creative as well, the process behind writing music, you can't necessarily just be like, I'm going to sit down and write a song. Like that's just not kind of what happens.
Yeah.
And I've gone months without writing a thing. And then like I moved home from COVID and I wrote an entire EP within a month. So like it's very dependent on what's going on in your life, what sort of circumstances are leading up to what you're going to write about.
Yes.
Like often I'll think of an idea, something's happened to me and I'm like, that would make a great name for a song, or that would be something I'd love to write a song about. Like I've got this idea in my mind called My Tinder Boyfriend. I just think that's a fantastic name for a song.
Fair enough.
You'll see that on my
That'll be coming out
my
next.
next release.
Okay, cool. Well, moving on from that, that look out for that, folks. That's the next one coming up. So yeah, you've got this personality that I think you're gonna have a really great answer to this question, and I can't wait to hear it. So what's the funniest, weirdest thing that's happened to you during one of your performances?
Okay. Well, I played this one gig and I was background music, but it was a murder mystery party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at a hotel in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And basically what that meant was people would just die. Like they'd collapse to the ground. Like, and I'd be mid-song and we just hear like a shh and the glasses would shatter and then a bell would ring.
Oh dear.
And I'm playing in the midst of this and I'm just there like, why did they hire me? Like, because I kind of just stop and sometimes I'd just be like, don't, another one writes and does. But that was such a wacky experience. Like I've never had people just walking around dying on me before. Like,
that's brilliant. That's a really cool. I mean,
yeah.
props to you for actually then just integrating your music into what's happening, right? That's
well, I was like, look, if they're not going to pay attention to me, I'll make them pay attention to me.
The attention is mine.
Yeah, like I'm getting paid for attention. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's super unique too. I love that. That's brilliant. Okay, well, so I don't even know where to go from there. What are you working on next? Because I'm stumped by that answer. I'm so stumped. What are you working on next? You got an EP coming out.
Yes.
You mentioned an album as well.
Yeah.
So what are these things?
Okay.
Give us the deets.
I released a new song last week. Check it out.
Whoa.
It's called Something of a Sentimental Tone, and it's based on Duke Ellington. His work, it was for a jazz assessment for uni, and I liked it. So I was like, let's send it out in the world.
Nice.
But this EP, I've been working on it since March this year. So I moved home, wrote a few songs, and I was like, I'm going to do it. So I had this album already, like the songs all ready to go. But I was like, this project is a bit different and it's going to be quicker, hopefully, than getting an album out. It's still taking me a long time. But yeah, it's all basically, it's called The Purge.
The Purge.
The Purge.
That's the name of it.
Yeah. So they're all kind of different. They're all a bit dark in their own way.
Yeah.
If I can talk about them quickly, that
Go for
yeah?
it. Yes.
So
100%.
one of the songs is called Sweep.
Yeah.
And it's basically about sweeping problems under the rug.
Nice.
It's super upbeat. But yeah, it's basically like the skeletons in the closet come out when we sleep kind of idea.
Yeah.
That like you're pushing everything so far underneath that one day it's all just going to bubble up and surround you.
Yeah, of course. It just explodes, right?
Yeah. And then another song, Stormy Monday, which actually has a metal section in the middle.
Brilliant.
Just
You
for
surprise
fun.
me at everything. Okay, what's next? Yeah.
Yeah, that one's about COVID.
Yeah.
And people complaining about being stuck inside, but then when they're allowed out, everyone would complain about having to socialize.
Yeah.
And leading on from the hypocrisy of that, I have a song called Hypocritic, which is basically a political song about like political activism, but like, you know, when it's on show, it's not genuine. It's just people trying to get clout from being like, oh, I support all of these movements, but like it's so shallow that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And that has a rap section in it, like a breaks down. Yeah.
I can't physically be surprised by anything anymore. Keep going.
Catch 22 is about the book Catch 22, which in itself is an amazing book. It's like humorous. It's a satire, basically. But it's about like being stuck in these situations where there's no out. Like if you fly, you're crazy. But if you recognize that you're crazy, then like you can't, like you can stop flying if you're crazy. But if you know that you're crazy, then you're sane.
Right.
And so you have to keep flying. It's like a box. So you're stuck.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the final song is called Battlefields. And it was about being in a relationship where basically it was gaslighting, like the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like I'm trying to fix a problem, but I'm getting yelled at for trying to fix it. Yeah. Kind of thing. And kind of that type of relationship. It's a bit exaggerated from what I went through. Like it definitely wasn't like...
Well, over dramatized for the purpose of performance,
and
right?
Exactly. Like, and when you're feeling so bad as well, in the middle of an argument or something, you will exacerbate what is happening. But that was a really hard song to record.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I put it off for months, like, because I was like, I just can't.
Don't want to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But so that's all very like, purge-like.
Fair enough. And that's the album.
That's the EP.
That's
yeah.
the EP.
And
That's the EP.
the album will be massive. It held 12 songs on it.
Okay.
So Shy Guy and Looking for Love in the Meat section of the supermarket will both be on that.
Both be on there. Cool.
Yeah, as well as 10 other more jazzy than what will be the EP. The EP is definitely a bit more rocky. Yeah.
Your stuff has a ridiculous amount of depth, and I appreciate all of it. That's it's something that really appeals to me. I like that stuff that's had all this extra thought into it, and like there's I bet you there's 100 different stories you could tell me about all these different songs. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, well, we're gonna hear more of your music, but first I want to know, where can we find you on social media?
LaHi Music on Instagram and Facebook. And I think even on YouTube it's the same, just LaHi Music.
LaHi Music?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool.
LaHi.
Go and follow you on everything social media.
Please do.
Yep. Okay, so one more performance we're lucky enough to have.
Yes.
What is this last song you may perform?
This last song is called Shy Guy.
Baby, you're a shy guy, always on the sidelines, never looks me in the eyes. Baby, I'm tired, 'cause you are my type. I think I really like to try to change your mind. That's just how you're wired. It's such a shame that you're such a pretty boy. It's so hard to get on your side. It really is a pity that you're never on my team, but I think it could be worth investigating. Let's talk over a few glasses of fruity Lexi on. Baby, we don't even need to take it slow, and I think it's because, baby, you're a shy guy, always on the sidelines, never looks me in the eyes. Baby, I'm tired, 'cause you are my type. I think I really like to try to change your mind. That's just how you're wired. It's such a shame that you'll never even know the extent of our love affair. It really is a pity that you'll never say beneath. But maybe if you let go of all the holsters fashioned to your back, they tell me to keep it quiet. But baby, I think that you know it's worth a try, and it's simply because, baby, you're a shy guy, always on the sidelines, never looks me in the eyes. Baby, I'm tired, are my type. I think I really like to try to change your mind. That's just how you are yet. Baby, you're a shy guy, always on the sidelines, never looks me in the eyes. Baby, I'm tired, 'cause you are my type. I think I really like to try to change your mind. That's just how you wired. I know you're not a shy guy, never on the sidelines, but you seem to be more the type to lead me along. And I know you like to try to change my mind, but it's almost a crime to chase a shy guy. I know you're not a shy guy, never on the sidelines, but you seem to be more the type to lead me along. And it would be nice to try to change your mind, but it's almost a crime to chase a shy guy.